Hey guys, welcome back. This is a general read. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll see what the universe has in store for us all today. Alrighty, so universe, what messages do you have for us? You got some guidance, some insight that we could use. I feel like she does because this card was wanting to jump out. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have the third eye chakra, and the third eye chakra tends to represent your intuition. Sacrifice, disruption, patience, and wisdom. I feel like we're talking about a deeper learning in this. I feel like that's what the third eye, the wisdom, is all talking about. We're going through some sort of a life lesson, some transition. I feel like we're doing some learning from it. I'm going to pull more cards and keep building on the read here. I have trapped in fear, intuition. I have the chakra that represents your emotions, your desires, and creativity. I have triumphant success and passion ignited. Passion ignited to me ties in with the triumphant success and you finding success on this journey that you're on. And this feels very personal and very much about emotions and about your inner self. So I have the Ace of Cups here, and the Ace of Cups represents new beginnings and positive new beginnings. So I feel like whatever you're going through right now, this transition, because I feel like that's what it is. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, I feel like later on looking back, you're going to be able to see that this was a transitional period of your life and that it led you to a more positive path and a more positive place in the universe here. I have the Strength card. To me, the Strength card represents the inner strength that you're gaining on this journey. I have the Queen of Swords. She feels like you. She feels like you're finding out some truths about yourself, some inner truths, and some clarity, like some aha moments about the way you're living your life and the way you want to live your life, in being able to move forward in this transition. I have the Judgment card, and the Judgment card, I kind of call her the Karma card. She represents getting back what you put out. I feel like it's speaking to all this work that you're doing and being rewarded for it in the end, being rewarded for the personal growth by having positive manifestations and things that you were wanting. I feel like the Passion Ignited speaks to that. It's like a new passion for life. So I feel like we're dealing with conflict with another person, but that it feel like it's coming to an end. I don't know that we're talking about a romantic relationship here though. So I don't think the end is like a permanent one. I think it's more putting distance and drawing boundaries here. So I got the Page of Pentacles. He can mean a couple different things. He can mean good news coming soon around finances or academic news, but I didn't feel like he spoke to that. I feel like he speaks to more of a person and a child. Can be a youth who's more academically inclined, so very clever. I feel like this is your child that you've been arguing with, but I don't feel like they're a child. I feel like they're more of a grown child. I have the Five of Wands here, and the Five of Wands represents conflict. I feel like that's what you've been going through. I feel like it's been happening for a while because I have the Nine of Wands here, and the Nine of Wands speaks to it usually speaks to working towards a goal over a long period of time and perseverance and having to overcome obstacles. To me, in this read, it speaks of exhaustion, having to fight many, many, many battles. I have the Devil card here. And I feel like this Devil card is also tying into this Page of Pentacles. Feel like there's something your child is going through that's causing a lot of conflict. I've heard that the Devil card can sometimes be linked to an addiction as well. But there's definitely a lot of inner demons that they're dealing with, a lot of negativity. And that's where a lot of this conflict and the arguing is coming from. I feel like you feel absolutely exhausted from all of it. Another reason I feel like this is your child is I got the Empress card, and when I looked at her, I saw the word mother. So I feel like you've been trying to nurture this person and help them through understanding, through compassion, through kindness. But I don't feel like it's working. It's almost like it's adding fuel to the fire. Like they're taking advantage of it. Which is another reason I get sort of that addiction vibe from the Devil. And then I have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords represents something coming to a disappointing ending, but one that's beneficial for you in the long run. I feel like it's speaking to this relationship and putting some boundaries in place that this page is not going to like, and it's probably going to cause some extra conflict and some extra fighting. But in the end, I feel like it's going to give you the space that you need to heal, because I feel like all of this is extremely overwhelming right now. I have the Eight of Cups here. The Eight of Cups represents new beginnings and leaving the past behind, leaving hurts behind. I feel like it speaks to this personal journey that you are on. I also have the King of Wands here. I feel like the King of Wands ties into this page too. And the energy coming off of him is very angry and resentful. I feel like when you're drawing these lines in the sand, when you're creating these boundaries around yourself, I feel like this person's going to be very angry. I have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can represent a couple different things. It can represent a situation in which you felt that you were treated unfairly. Like you caught the short end of the stick. Someone took something from you without a feeling of guilt. It can also sometimes speak to theft as well. I feel like it's tied in to this King of Wands, to this Devil card. I don't know if it's going to be like a means of trying to get back at you, or if this person is just going to be extremely resentful and feel like you are being unfair. I have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords can represent disappointing news. I also feel him tied into this situation as well, and tied into that Ten of Swords. I don't think you're going to get the reaction that you're hoping for with this person. I don't know if you're wanting to push them into taking on their own issues and dealing with their own issues and getting healthy. I think it's going to be a big blow up, and they're going to be very angry. It doesn't mean that they won't eventually find their own path to healing, and that this isn't the best thing that could happen. It just means that in the immediate future, you're not going to get a very warm reception to you setting up your own boundaries. So I also have the Page of Wands here. And the Page of Wands can represent new beginnings. I have the Ace of Wands. The Page of Wands represents good news coming. The Ace of Wands represents new beginnings. And it can sometimes speak to a new life, like sometimes it speaks to a baby. I don't feel like we're talking about that, but I feel like we are speaking about a new life, a new way of life. By you setting these boundaries, this is going to be a new way of life for you. I have the Four of Swords, which represents sort of taking care of yourself, taking time out for yourself, looking after yourself, recharging your batteries. I have the Six of Swords, which represents moving from a rockier time into a calmer one in your life. I have the Queen of Cups. To me, she represents you and finding emotional and inner peace in this process. I have the Three of Cups, which represents happiness and celebration. I'm getting the feeling I feel like it also ties in to this child, and this will be the push that they need to change. You will not see it immediately. Immediately, you're going to see somebody who's very pissed off and resentful. I think in the long run, though, you're going to get that Three of Cups. I think this will be a win. I have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords represents having trouble making a choice and finding clarity in a situation. And I think it's speaking to the situation with your child and the way that you're going to choose to handle it. I have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups represents weighing your options carefully. I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been giving this a lot of thought. I don't think this is something that's come over you in the spur of the moment to something that you're going to do. I think this is something you've been thinking on for a long time, trying to figure out the best way to help them and the best way to help you. I have the Temperance card, and the Temperance card represents a balance between emotion and logic, and I feel like that's what you've had to do to be able to find clarity in this situation and to choose a path. I have the Chariot card, and the Chariot card represents perseverance. So to me, that's the universe's way of letting you know that you're making the right choice and to carry on with the path that you've chosen. Yeah, I have the Nine of Swords here, and the Nine of Swords, to me, it represents how you felt in all of this. It represents feeling trapped in fear, in negative thoughts, negative emotions, doubt, sometimes loss, anger, all sorts of things, having trouble finding clarity. I think that's where you've been in the conflict with this child for a long time, trying to figure out how to help them best and just feeling extremely confused, trying to find the best way to handle it. I have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands represents standing your ground, drawing your line in the sand, and standing up for your ideals, taking back control. And I feel like that is the choice that you're going to be making. You're going to be laying down the law. You're going to be drawing that line in the sand. And they're definitely not going to give it a warm welcome, but I feel like that Three of Cups is saying it's going to be beneficial in the end. I feel like the Page of Cups is speaking to that too, because the Page of Cups represents good news on the way, and good news of an emotional nature. And then I also have the World card, and the World card is a good omen card to me. She represents positive things manifesting in your life, and not just ones that happen out of the blue, but ones that you had to earn through going through different trials and tribulations in your life. And I feel like that's what this is. And I feel like it's been going on for over a long period of time. I feel like the cards are saying that you're on the right path, to trust your intuition. Like inside you already know what you're supposed to do. You know what to do to make things right for you, the best way to help this child. Even though it's a hard thing to do, I feel like the cards are saying. I have obstacles and challenges, solitude, and emotional withdrawal. So I feel like the obstacles and challenges is definitely speaking to the conflict that's been going on, to you trying to help them. I feel like the emotional withdrawal is something that's going to happen when you set your boundaries, because I think they're going to be really pissed off and they're going to sort of step back from you. I don't think it's going to last forever. I think they're just going to be very angry to begin with until they can find their own clarity. I feel like solitude is representing taking time to look after yourself and to heal and do some self-care, because I think you're going to need to, and I think it's going to hurt when they step away from you as well. So you're definitely going to need to take that time to heal yourself. Alrighty guys, that's what the card said to me today. I hope you enjoyed the read. Please feel free to comment because I love hearing from you guys. Take care.